Hey guys, so today I'm going to show you a few games that I played against masters, and we're going to talk about and look at the fact whether or not they're really that good and whether you will be able to beat a master one day. Well, spoiler alert, if we look at today's games, I think that you are able to beat a master with enough work. Now let's get started, let's not waste too much time. And you see, I'm playing a CM here. This is the first game that I want to show you. And we've got chess.com analysis on. So we start with e4. Best by test by Bobby Fischer. And you see, since I haven't played that much in the last couple of months, and I have come back a few months ago, I am a little bit rusty in the theory. So the theory is queen 8, queen to a4. I haven't played that. I played queen to d1. And he develops... And all of a sudden I blunder on like the 4th or like the 6th or 7th move. And this was like really bad because I was thinking like whether I should develop the bishop here or here. Obviously this now is a better move. But here I didn't actually see the tactic. It's a brilliant move and I get hit with this by an 11-year-old candidate master from Argentina. Now this hurt. Because I then obviously realized what the problem is. Okay, it's obviously a tactic where I am losing a bunch of stuff. Like obviously he cannot take this, so he will have to take this, but it's still not a good idea. So I decided to instead now bring the queen up. I should have taken the knight, but I didn't like it, and I have to consolidate the position now. This is protected. I castle, and here I bring the rook to e1. Now the problem with rook to e1 is I'm attacking a pawn, but I'm not really attacking it, even though I remove one defender. Queen to a3 was a really good move, protecting this right here, sniping it, and obviously I cannot take. So what happened afterwards is I played knight to d4, a second mistake. You know, here I was getting already kind of in my head. I wasn't really motivated to play anymore. I was like, dude, I already blundered a pawn against the CM. Do I really got a chance? But what I tell my viewers, never resign, and this is what I tell my people in the private community as well, my students, and I lose a second pawn. Now I cannot take this pawn because this is hanging, so I got a problem. If I attack this, he goes back and protects it, so I really am not winning any pawn back. I just have to play here, and you see he has trouble developing the bishops, but I was like, okay, I gotta restrict a little bit of his movement, like not move his rook and stuff like that. So he pushed the pawn, and I brought my bishop in, and then he pushed this pawn. This is a very nice idea because now he can develop the bishop, and I pushed this pawn, and then we went for a trade. Now doubling his pawns is usually not a good idea, but up 2 points of material, it won't really make that big of a difference, and you will see how. So I bring up my king, and you can see, candidate master or not, 11-year-old or not, okay? 11-year-old, yes, this guy is Leon Medero or something like that. And I googled it after the game and I was like, 11 years old, dude? Holy. But you can see the fact that he's taking a little bit too much time can talk about the experience over the board, and maybe that is why it has happened that he's so low on time. But he won a third pawn, and now I was like, really, okay, I'm not flagging this guy either, right? Because I'm playing 15 plus 10 seconds on each move, like he's not getting flagged. So I double my rooks, I play on a little bit, and then I consolidated the position a little bit. You can see my bishop is quite strong here, but he brought the rook down, I had to protect, and he can now even take this pawn and is completely winning. But he pushes this pawn instead, so I decided to save mine, and then after he attacks, I decide to attack this one. Now he has a pretty interesting move. He just pushes, but I take this, and now look at this, 27 seconds on the clock. Enough time to make a good move. It's like borderline completely winning. It's like plus 4.5 for him, or like minus 4.5. But he takes the pawn. And I was like, really? Candidate master titled? And from here I was able to actually win the game. We traded the pieces. I brought the king close enough, and there was really no path for him to even come close to my pawns. I pushed, and then he resigned. And the game was over, and I suddenly won against the candidate master after I blundered the pawn, a second pawn, and a third pawn. And you see, this is why you should never resign. This is exactly why you should never resign, even against masters, because they can tend to make mistakes. And 11-year-old or not, he is still a master, he is still good at chess, and maybe he let his guard down, but we will get into the next game. National master from the USA. This is now a blitz game, This is one of my most hated formats and one of my least played. I have played it, pushed it a little bit in ELO since my ELO was like around 1600 a couple of months ago. Now I was like, I'm above 2000 player in Rapid. I've been to 2300 ELO before I stopped playing, and I have to get back into my rhythm, and I have to show that I can play Blitz as well. So I pushed it all the way to 2000, but I'm not really motivated to play again. And now I'm playing a Sicilian with already a mistake on the second move. Now, my theory in the Sicilian isn't really the best. You know, this is one of the openings that I need to study, but I find the consolidation here, and I give a check. I take this, and he has now played a very interesting move. Like you can see, this is pinned, this is attacked. Like if you block, I still take, and he has played a check. Very, very nice idea. I block with the knight, which was okay. The engine here says to give a crazy continuation with the king blocking in your bishop. He still can give this check, and you can see the idea that this check, it absolutely obliterated me. Like I was like, okay, I had to take some time here to think, because like now he's attacking this, he's attacking this. I mean, this is probably the best continuation for me, or one of them, but I was like, okay, I will develop my knight, because now at least I have this under attack, and even though he takes this, I now have a bunch of good moves, and I can castle. I can develop this. Apparently, I would have castled, but it would still be completely winning for me. His king is still in the center, but let's see how the game continued. Oh no, this is how the game continued. So I castled. He brought his bishop out, and I gave a check. Apparently, I should attack the bishop, and after he went here, I went here. I had a few ideas in mind with bishop here. Like if he would have made the mistake to take, he cannot castle, and on the next moves this is coming, and this is quite devastating, quite difficult for him to defend. But this did not happen. He actually made a bigger mistake. He played f3, and f3 falls to a very nice idea. d3, because now I'm infiltrating over here, and he brought the bishop back, and I decided, okay, I'm going to still give this fork right here, as this was the second thought, and take this rook, and I'm already up material against a national master. Well, very interesting. I took this pawn right here, and I was like, okay, bring the bishop all the way back. We can trade here. I'm up material. I don't really mind. I mean, I can probably trade the rooks over here, or at least infiltrate, and I'm doing good. But that didn't happen. We went here, I protected the pawn, and I brought my bishop out, a slight mistake. And this mistake was due to the fact that he can push here, and he's activating his knight, and he's getting a little bit more active, and he's consolidating a little bit, right? But what happened instead is he went here, I pushed the pawn attacking him, and I was like, okay, he can go here, and it's still the same idea. Like I saw it right here, I'm like, okay, I can probably go for something like this, and it's borderline okay, but it's not really that clear. Especially with no evil bar, you can not even see, like he has a very strong position. It looks like a little bit of a fortress. He's putting a lot of pressure. It's not easy to consolidate this position, and you have to get active with the king and stuff like that. But instead he went here, and I decided to take a free pawn. But all of a sudden I'm like, okay, without the evil bar, I'm like, okay, this might be a little bit sketchy, but I can take this pawn. So he went here, and here I saw this continuation. I saw the continuation that after he takes here, I take the bishop, he takes, and I bring the rook. So what happened instead, I brought here, he went here, giving a check. I brought the king up, and now I took this, he takes, and I give a check, and the game is over. He had let the time run out. I mean, he was low on time anyways, but it was 5 + 3. He would have been able to get his time back, but he did decide not to do this. Let me adjust my chair really quickly before we get into the next analysis, because this is quite interesting. Now, we have won 2 games against titled players, and the thing is, I was like, okay, when playing this game, I saw, okay, little bro spent like 3 minutes of my life on this move just to make a mistake. And I was like, okay, he didn't really care that much about this game. He probably let his guard down. He saw, okay, 2000 rated player, whatever. But I was like, let's play. Like, really, let's play. Let's play another game. And I started with e4. He plays e5. Developed a knight. He develops his knight, Ruy Lopez. Very, very nice. Okay, classical defense. I take this pawn right here and fork. And I was unsure. I was like, wait, I jumped. Hope you didn't get spoiled. Don't get back to that because this game is interesting. So I thought about like something like c3, but then I was like, okay, he's going to go over here. I go here. I mean, I don't know if it's really that good. I mean, I knew that probably would be fine, but I was like, okay, at least I'm going to go for something that is a little bit sharper. So he went here, I went back. Apparently the engine says I would go here. I should go here simply because then the queen is not going over here to then deliver a check and attack something. And what happened is I went back with the bishop, he brought the queen out, and I simply castled. I should have taken this and let him give a check and probably bring the bishop out. But that did not happen. I did not do that. So I just castled, he went here. And then I went for a crazy bishop sacrifice. Why? Because I was like, if he takes, I'll go here. And if he takes, I can probably go rook e1, which I didn't do, by the way, which would have been the better move. But I took this, and then I was like, okay, I probably play rook e1 and I win the knight. But no, he had long castles, and all of a sudden I'm completely losing. This is plus 4.5 again for my enemy, for my opponent. And this is quite difficult. Like, I mean, I could be playing something like this, but then I'm like down material and it's really, really bad. So I played rook e1, then I brought the queen over here to the attack, but obviously he can just defend it. And now he's threatening discovered attack, so I develop my bishop, I develop my knight, and the position is really consolidating for him. He attacks this, and I'm like, okay, I go back with the knight to go at least not allow him to have an open file or to make trades too much. And he goes here, I push the pawn to block off the diagonal. I thought of maybe h3, but after takes, I get my queen out of the way and then we can talk business. Now he goes here with a few attacking ideas, obviously a very good move. And I decided to push this pawn as this was hanging, and then we can make a few pushes and maybe try to start an attack. Now he went there, I pushed this pawn, he went over here threatening a royal fork. Very, very important to pay attention to what your opponent tries to do. So I went here, and now that is not an option anymore. So he went here, and I sacrificed this pawn right here. And now there are a couple of ideas, maybe this, and this is what I played. And he decided, this is not what I played, but he decided to, after going here, to bring the rook. And I was like, really? Is it really that powerful? I take here. And he takes down here, but this is a mistake. With very little time on the clock myself, but he is not really doing well either. I played rook b1. You can see this is very powerful. This is very powerful because now two rooks are going over here. Maybe the queen gets out, but it is sketchy. He has a lot of pieces over here, and my queen isn't really getting out in time because checkmate threat is also on the board. But still, after push you can take and then threaten the discovered attack, and after takes you can go here. And it looks like you're getting something. But the problem is, my opponent with 30-something seconds on the clock played this. And this is a very big mistake. National Master misses this. Check, checkmate, and I win the game. 3 games against title players, 2 losing positions. And I managed to come back after maybe snatching a win, maybe not actually having a really good game. I mean, this one was actually okay, and we managed to obviously get a good win after playing a few tactics here with taking this the correct way and taking that. But to be honest, I'm not impressed. Titled players, I don't know. I think if you put enough work in, if you spend enough time playing chess, you will have a chance at beating titled players. And now the question becomes, how do you even get paired with titled players? Well, what I did is I find them on chess.com open challenges, or I find them while just playing normal time controls. And you see, he's about my rating range, this CM. I mean, now this is not my best rating ever. 2142, but we're getting up, we're getting back slowly, and hopefully soon I will grab a title for myself, and I then make a better example of how a master should be playing, because to be honest, while respect to them and respect to their hard work, I'm not impressed by these games. And of course, anything could have been. They could have been tired, but I was tired when I played this game, for example. I had played chess all day. I was for football practice. We ain't making excuses in chess. You have now a loss to your name, and you have to get over that. So obviously train chess, and I hope you liked this video. If you did, then don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and see you in the next video. By the way, before we end, you see this square like here, the House of Staunton. They make the best chess products, so if you want to grab yourself a good chess product, a good chessboard, physical chessboard where you can study chess or play with your friends, House of Staunton is the place. With code Stefan15, you are going to get yourself the best products in the world. But this is not the end. If you want to improve at chess, join my private community. This is where I post daily chess lessons. I can show that on my phone really quickly. I have a private community where literally 20 minutes ago I uploaded a lesson on which thought process you should have in your game. So obviously, if you want to improve at chess together with me, but also together with other people, join the private community. The link is in the description. I have put it, and see you in the next video.